There's a type of person who can scroll through infinite content and still feel empty. They're surrounded by entertainment, drowning in options, sitting in rooms filled with things to do, and yet somehow nothing feels enough. 5 minutes into anything and they're already restless, already searching for the next thing, the next hit, the next escape from this suffocating feeling that nothing ever satisfies. You've met them. Maybe you are them. The friend who's been to every restaurant in town but can't remember enjoying a single meal. The person with 1,000 streaming shows queued up but can't finish one because nothing holds their attention. And underneath it all, this of reach. Most of us think boredom is simple, nothing to do, empty time that needs filling. But that's not what's happening with people who are always bored. They're not lacking stimulation, they're drowning in it. Their phones are full of apps, their lives are packed with activities, their schedules are completely full. And yet, that hollow feeling persists. Because here's what nobody talks about. Chronic boredom isn't about having nothing to do. It's about being unable to connect with anything you're doing. It's watching your own life from the outside, like you're a spectator to your own existence, present in body but completely absent in mind, going through motions without feeling them, touching everything but experiencing nothing. They're not looking for something to do, they're looking for a way to feel alive, and nothing works, not for long. Their minds work differently, and not in a beautiful way. While some people can dive deep into a single moment, their attention skims across everything like a stone skipping water, never sinking, never submerging, just bouncing from surface to surface, never staying anywhere long enough to feel the depth. 30 seconds into a conversation and their mind is already elsewhere. 2 minutes into a movie and they're checking their phone. Halfway through a meal and they can't remember tasting it. Their attention span isn't short, it's shattered into 1,000 pieces, scattered across possibilities, always scanning for something better than what's right in front of them. This started somewhere, usually early. Childhoods where screens replaced imagination, where every moment of potential boredom was immediately filled by a parent handing them a device. They never learned to generate their own light from within because they never had to. Entertainment was always external, always provided, always just a click away. And their brains learned a dangerous pattern, that hit of novelty, the dopamine spike from something new. It became their normal, not the reward, the baseline. So now anything less than that constant stimulation feels like withdrawal, like something's wrong, like life is broken somehow. They're chasing a feeling they can barely remember, that spark of genuine interest, that sense of being absorbed in something so completely that time disappears. They had it once, maybe, back when things were new, when the world still had magic. But somewhere along the way, they burned through their capacity for wonder. Now everything is beige, flat, two-dimensional. New restaurants taste like old ones, new relationships feel like reruns. New experiences are just slight variations on what they've already done, already seen, already survived without really living. The tragedy is that they know something's missing. They feel the absence of meaning like a weight in their chest, but they don't know how to find it, so they keep searching in the same places, keep scrolling, keep seeking, keep hoping the next thing will finally be enough. It never is. Because here's the truth they're running from. Chronic boredom is a shield, a defense mechanism against something deeper, something scarier than empty time. When you can't sit still, when silence feels unbearable, when being alone with yourself for 5 minutes creates panic, you're not bored, you're avoiding. Uncomfortable thoughts, unprocessed emotions, the quiet voice of who you actually are beneath all the noise. That voice asking questions you don't want to answer, about your choices, your relationships, whether the life you're living is actually yours or just a performance you've been giving for so long you forgot it's not real. People who are always bored never made peace with that voice. So they drown it out, fill every gap, schedule every minute, keep the noise loud enough that they never have to hear what their own mind is trying to tell them. But the exhaustion is real. It takes tremendous energy to run from yourself every single day, to keep manufacturing stimulation because you can't generate it from within, to keep demanding that the world entertain you because your inner world feels like a desert, empty, dangerous, a place you can't survive alone. And it shows up everywhere, in relationships that never go deep because depth requires sustained attention they can't give, conversations where they're physically present but mentally already gone, planning their exit, scanning for something more interesting. They're terrible listeners, not because they don't care, but because caring requires being here, fully here, and they lost the ability to land anywhere completely. People feel it, the way they check their phone mid-conversation, the way their eyes glaze over when you're talking about something that matters to you, the way they agree to plans and then flake because by the time the day comes, the idea already feels stale, boring, not worth the effort. They're not bad people, they're just trapped in a pattern where nothing satisfies long enough to matter, where the present moment is always insufficient, where life is always happening somewhere else, at some other time, in some version of reality that's more exciting than this one. But this one is all there is, and they're missing it, minute by minute, day by day, trading presence for the promise of something better that never arrives. Social media makes it worse, feeds full of other people's highlights. Everyone else seems to be living more interesting lives, traveling to better places, having more meaningful experiences, finding joy in simple things that somehow feel impossible when you try them yourself. So they compare and feel even more hollow, because even their attempts at living, the trips they take, the hobbies they start, the adventures they plan, feel performative, done for the photo, for the story they can tell, for proof that they're doing something, anything, to escape this feeling. But the feeling follows them to every destination, through every experience, like a shadow that won't lift no matter how bright the sun gets. Because the problem was never the lack of interesting things around them, it was the lack of an interesting relationship with their own existence. They've become consumers of life rather than participants in it, passive receivers, waiting for the world to deliver meaning instead of creating it themselves. And consumption never satisfies, not for long. The more you consume, the more you need. The tolerance builds. What excited you last month is boring this month. What felt novel yesterday is stale today. An endless treadmill of seeking, finding, depleting, seeking again. But here's what's terrible and hopeful. This isn't permanent. The capacity for presence, for depth, for genuine interest, it's not gone. It's buried underneath years of conditioning, layers of habit, mountains of distraction, but it's still there. The way back isn't through more stimulation, it's through less. Not adding things, removing them, stripping away the noise until you can finally hear what's underneath, the quiet hum of your own existence, the subtle textures of ordinary moments, the depth that was always there, waiting patiently for you to slow down enough to notice. It starts small, sitting with discomfort instead of immediately reaching for your phone, finishing one thing before starting the next, being alone without filling the space with content, walking without headphones, eating without screens, doing one thing at a time instead of 3 things poorly. Retraining your attention like a muscle that's atrophied from disuse, learning to dive instead of skim, to stay instead of flee, to be here, actually here, in this moment that will never come again in quite this way. It's hard, harder than it sounds, because your brain will fight you. It's been trained for novelty, for stimulation, for the constant dopamine drip of something new. Sitting still feels like dying. Silence feels like drowning. Boredom feels like an emergency that must be fixed immediately. But on the other side of that discomfort, freedom, not from boredom, but from the desperate need to escape it, not from emptiness, but from the fear of what you'll find in the silence. The person who's always bored isn't looking for entertainment, they're looking for themselves, for the part of them that got lost in the noise, for the capacity to be interested in their own life instead of constantly searching for someone else's, for the simple, radical ability to be here, to be enough, to find that the opposite of boredom was never more stimulation, it was presence all along. The willingness to stop running, to turn around and face what you've been fleeing from, to discover that beneath all that restlessness, all that seeking, all that desperate hunger for something more, there was always enough, right here, right now. You just forgot how to see it.